What's going on, guys? JRez here with another episode. It is currently 12:32 a.m. Can't sleep, so the lighting might not be the best, but I wanted to bring an episode. It's actually something that a lot of people have been talking about and asking me, especially at events. A lot of our dogs that aren't adopted, what do we do with them? What's up with them? What's going on with them? What's it like for rescues that have to deal with that? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Now, the way that a lot of rescues do it is different, especially rescues that are more foster based. With us being on the ranch and having the majority of our rescues on the ranch, we're at about 55 on the ranch right now. Of that 55, we have about maybe 30 or so dogs that just aren't adoptable. They're going to be living their whole life on the ranch. And there's a few reasons why typically they either just didn't get along with other dogs or they didn't get along with people. Also, there's some dogs that are overlooked, mainly senior dogs, older dogs. Certain breeds, of course, are overlooked sometimes. Black dog syndrome is a real thing. Black dogs just tend to not get adopted. And also, we have a couple bonded pairs, a couple siblings that they just have to stay together. That's the only way they know how to kind of go about their lives is being together. So they might be able to be adopted out, but with a lot of their past trauma, it's kind of just easier for them to stay with us. We have a lot of dogs where we just don't know the history. So there could be a medical history, for example. Dogs in wheelchairs or tripods, dogs missing a limb. We currently don't have any of those, but we've had multiple. We've had a couple tripods, couple in wheelchairs. We even had a Chihuahua that was growing a fifth paw, which puppy was cute, but kind of alien looking. So with all that being said, we have these 30 dogs in conjunction with all the other dogs that we have that we're rescuing to try and adopt out, because that's how a lot of rescues make their income, is through donations and through adoption fees. These 30 or so dogs are always going to be with us. That means all vet care, all food, all supplies, all time, all energy, everything is a daily occurrence, especially food. Go through so much food because most of those dogs are bigger dogs at 40, 50 plus pounds. We go through roughly at least a 40-pound bag of dog food a day, if not more. And we tend to try and mix either brands or mix flavors. So we'll have like a beef, we'll have a fish, and we'll have a chicken. So kind of like a seafood, a red meat, and a bird of some sort. Or you can do duck, salmon, and bison or whatever. Dogs eat better than us sometimes. It is also difficult when they have stayed with us for a while, and for a lot of organizations, if a dog's been with you for a year and a half, it's difficult for the dog to readjust. As a puppy, they're pretty easy. They can kind of go with the flow and get into the rhythm of other people's schedule and their day-to-day life. But you take a 1.5, 2-year-old dog that's already been through all that stress. Sometimes they're just like, hey, I don't want to get into that rhythm. You know, I'm going to be me. And it makes it difficult for someone to want to adopt a dog like that. That's going to require a little bit more help, a little bit more training. And I get a lot of people kind of want to adopt their new fluffy friend that's all ready to go. And for a lot of rescues, it's difficult to make it 100%, especially the dogs that have been with you for a while. You'd think that because they have been in the system for so long, especially if they're cared for, they would be pretty ready. But sometimes a dog's pass, especially a dog's pass, just doesn't turn into a dog that becomes adoptable. Now we had one dog out of all the dogs that we have adopted out. His name was Max. I called him Max a Billion. He is the one dog I regret adopting out because he was like the perfect dog for me. Absolutely perfect dog for me. All he wanted to do was sleep. He just cuddle up on the couch and sleep. Didn't really run around a whole bunch. Just wanted to sleep. And he was like, he went outside. He was potty trained. He was house trained. He wasn't aggressive. He was the perfect dog. Returned twice. First time he was returned was he was adopted out to someone who had special needs, and because he was lazy, it didn't really work out for whatever reason for them. The second person, though, returned him like 2 days later because, and I quote, he said, all he does is sleep. And we let him know that he wasn't exactly the most active dog. Max was like a year and a half, maybe a little bit older at the time. And kind of what I was saying earlier, unless they kind of get into, your rhythm of things, it's very difficult. But he was just so chill. He, did whatever. But the guy adopted him. We told him everything and then complained that all he wanted to do was sleep. And I went to go pick Max up, and Max was just chilling in the back seat. And he's like, you had me adopt out a dog that was lazy and didn't do this and worthless. And I'm like, you literally adopted the perfect dog. I don't understand what your problem is. But I'm like, okay, I'll take the dog back. Give me my adoption fee or you ain't getting anything back. And we return adoption fees on a case by case basis, but I'm like, look, you are wanting to return this dog that you are complaining about for such a ludicrous reason. I'm going to take this dog back since you clearly don't want him. Then we'll figure it out, and back and forth. And I just went to the back seat, and I don't understand some people. This was very early on into our rescue. This was 7 years ago or so. So we've learned a lot of things since then. But we actually have dogs now that we had at the same time as we were adopting out Max. 7 years, 8 years. We've had dogs that long. Now, the financial aspect, it costs day to day to keep all the dogs ready to go with the food and all that. And I know there's a lot of rescues that it really burns them out. It absolutely burns them out because it's like, sure, you're adopting out some other dogs, but it's kind of like you're adopting them out to help take care of these dogs that aren't adoptable. And it's just back and forth, and it's a constant struggle. And we have certainly gone through times like that where it's like we were just adopting these dogs out to take care of these dogs to then rescue more to try and take care of this. And it was just a constant back and forth. And it's not fair to the dogs. This is not fair on us. Fortunately, we've kind of smoothed things out, and we've had a lot of our dogs for multiple years plus. So we're all in the same groove of things. We're all good to go. They're all pretty simple. Another big aspect, they can all eat together. I just put out all the bowls. I put out like 10, 15 bowls. A couple have to eat separate, but kind of in the vicinity. I only have I have 2 dogs that have to eat separate. And those 2 dogs are actually a bonded pair, and they just get a little food aggressive. They're older. I believe one's 8, one's 9, one's about 7. And the 9-year-old, she's mama dog. We actually we adopted out her puppies. We rescued her and her puppies from like 7.5, 8 years ago. Time flies. But yeah, I got so many questions about that, so I kind of just wanted to say a couple things about that, and of course, talk to other people, because it is a constant struggle, and it is trying to come up, it's trying to build up, but you still have all this that you have to take care of, and it's like trying to swim up to the surface wearing weights. And I definitely want to talk to some other rescues who have experienced that. And I know other rescues who have actually shut down because they just couldn't keep up. They had too many dogs that they couldn't adopt out, and they couldn't make an income through donations or adoption fees or anything. So just wanted to hop on that. It's now almost 1:00 in the morning. Probably still won't be able to go to bed, and definitely have a bunch more videos coming up here in the near future. So you have any questions, any comments, let me know down below. Let everyone know about the Rescueality Podcast. I want to get to as many people as I can. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you